Okay, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is NRL from the Sidelines. And as we do every week, we're going to talk about the NRL, and this week we're going to talk about round 5. But gentlemen, how are we tonight?
Oh, we're fantastic.
We're fantastic?
We're all fantastic.
You're speaking for all of us.
I am speaking for all of us in the winner's circle. We are happy.
Well, you've been in the winner's circle a little bit too long. I'm worried about you. Tom, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Good?
Yeah.
So today, some devastating news for South Sydney supporters. Greg Inglis has announced his retirement.
Yes, and devastating for the game.
Well, you should have your say on that, Steve, being a massive South End GI fan.
Read out the stats.
I thought I just did. I thought I just said it's devastating.
Yes.
Do you have the stats in front of you?
No, but I think I remember 263 games, about 32 origins, 39 tests.
Yeah.
He won the Clive Churchill, he won the Golden Boot, lots of things. Yeah.
Look, I think it's a huge loss for South Sydney. One of the things that they have struggled with, I believe, over the last few weeks is an experienced backline. Their forwards are playing well. I think their backline is struggling. It's not the same fluid motion it has been the last couple of years. Taking someone like Greg out of that will create that drama, but I think, I don't know. I don't know what it's going to do for South. I'm hoping the South players don't think, well, the season's done.
Emotionally, it's going to take a toll.
It will.
But in terms of your playing roster, I don't think he's been there, as it were, for some time. And having an impact for some time. So I don't think you're going to miss him as much as they thought on the field.
No, I think they'll miss his experience.
Oh, yeah. They'll miss him emotionally.
Yeah.
But certainly as far as his playing ability, and sadly, he hasn't been at his best for some time.
No. Look, there's a couple of things that I remember about Greg. I mean, everyone remembers the try he scored against the Broncos where he ran 80 metres and ran through 8 players. All that stuff. I mean, that's the great one. There's also a time at Penrith Park where he ran over Lachlan Coote, who was fullback at the time.
Yeah, remember seeing
that. And Lachlan Coote just tumbled. It was just an amazing...
And he took that intercept, that was late last year or early this year? Late last year, I think he took the intercept.
Yes.
And they said, here comes the Rolls Royce of NRL.
The Rolls Royce of the NRL, that's right. So look, I mean, I think it's sad for the game. I think the game has lost an icon. I mean, thankfully he's going to stay with South. He'll have a position in the coach's box. He'll get with South Cares. So he'll be an ambassador with South Sydney.
We've been a bit too serious now.
No, I'm about to change that.
Okay, good.
Can I
just
have this moment? We're having a moment here, Brian.
Hey, I'm not a fan.
He can't take many moments.
No, I can't. It's a bit too much for
me. And he doesn't have many, so... Anyway, look, I just think it'll I don't know. I'm happy for him because I'd hate to see him bow out broken.
Well, as said on the Facebook site today, I said, it's probably best for his legacy. If he limped on for another 6 months, it would have been a bit sad, really. Yeah. And it was getting that way. Yeah. So
I mean, the good thing is getting to choose when you go out. I mean, I know that it was through injury, but he didn't drag the contract on till the end of the year, and
South get to spend another $1.5 million on the salary.
Yeah, we're really happy about that.
Yeah, South salary cap's the same as the Roosters.
Oh, it is not.
Oh, when he signed, I'm sure it was, Greg just wants to play with us for $500,000.
There is a boat in question. Okay?
It's a boat in question.
There is a boat in question.
You can't say that.
Excuse me.
I read the book. It was all there in facts.
Let's not go there. Thank you.
I didn't refer to who it was in regards to. I just said there was a boat.
There was a boat.
Nevertheless,
let's go to round 5, gentlemen. Now that we've broken that up. Okay, let's have a look at round 5 on Thursday night, where the Tigers beat the Broncos 22-16.
In a thriller.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
I mean, that last try was spectacular.
Yeah.
The one that Cheekham scored.
Yeah. Great solo effort.
Yeah.
He just played what was in front of him. There was no urgency.
And I tell you what, he's probably the most improved player in that Tigers team, I reckon. He's gone from an average first grader to somebody you notice now. He
was good for us.
Did he play for you?
Yes.
Another one.
Another one who didn't want to stay at Manly.
Well, yes. Anyway, I'll get to that in a minute. Don't you worry.
Oh, will you? Okay.
I will,
we should have a segment. Players who Manly let get away.
You're
Yes.
a harsh man.
Yes.
No, you mentioned it. I didn't.
Anyway,
Oh.
so
Yes.
back to the game.
Yes.
Yes.
What about the Broncos, gentlemen? Where are they?
They're in trouble.
Okay. If I was to ask you seriously, now,
I thought we were away from this.
no. I'm going to ask you
Oh,
seriously.
now
I'm going back to. I'm allowed to be serious or
Okay.
not? All right. Seriously. Now, if I was to say Darius Boyd, did he have a good game?
He had a better game
He had a better game,
than the week before.
but it wasn't spectacular.
My goodness. When your coach comes out and says there's no blame to be laid at Darius Boyd, and it's all on Anthony Milford, I think you've got big troubles.
Oh, look, let's. You got to understand the role of the fullback.
Oh.
The fullback is rarely ever going to stop a one-on-one.
No, he should always stop a one-on-one.
No, he can't. It's
Oh, well,
just you
yeah.
have a fast.
Well, who's-
You got the wrong fullback.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you have
I expect
James-
my fullback to stop a
That's
one-on-one.
Really?
That's correct.
Absolutely, every time.
James Roberts-
Teddy stops him.
No, he didn't. James Roberts went straight past him.
That's last year.
Oh, okay.
And
James-
Teddy
I was
stopped
like, James
half,
Roberts-
So you reckon this
half,
What are you
a
talking
dozen
about?
half a dozen this year he stopped.
Yeah, but it's hard to stop a one-on-one. You couldn't stop me a one-on-one, and I'd run slower than you can.
Well, that says a lot about you and me.
Yes, true.
Look,
But you can't blame the fullback for a tense performance like that. I truly don't
no,
believe
but you can blame your captain for not being able to motivate the team and get them into the line.
Oh, there's a lot of
I
problems
just-
in that team.
I just think there's big issues. There's big issues.
Yeah.
They've got all these blokes who want to run the ball, and they've got no one who wants to organise and tell them where to go.
Oh, the classic example was that last set of the Broncos. It may not have been the
Yep.
last set.
Yeah.
But the set where they should have kicked a field goal.
Yeah.
And they're throwing it around going, I don't know what to do. I'll just toss it and see what
And
happens.
there were actually a number of sets like that where the
Yeah.
Broncos just seemed to lose it on the fifth tackle.
Yeah, it's actually kind of embarrassing for them. They're a
For
really
a team like that.
they're a really strong club with a really proud history,
Yeah.
and the fact that they can't get a halfback.
And a lot of their
Well,
old boys are coming
they-
in
they
bagging the coach and the
They
team.
bought Sean O'Sullivan, and maybe it's time to give him a go. You know,
Well,
Oh, I think it is.
apparently they've got a young bloke running around for their feeder club, which I can't remember what the name of it is now. A halfback who is apparently he's only 19, 20 years old, but apparently he's a real mouth. He will just talk and tell players where he wants them to go, how he wants them to play, where they're supposed to hit. Isn't that what they need?
Yes.
maybe. Yep.
That's exactly
Yeah,
what they
because
need.
Milford's very, very quiet.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So I don't know.
Payne Haas had a really good game.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought so.
Payne was really good.
I like him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like him.
And then they brought out another forward. Was it Patrick
Patrick
Carrigan?
Carrigan, yep.
Yep.
So you know they just keep producing them.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They do. So, Tigers going well.
Yep.
Tigers impressing you at the moment, or you think they're just hanging in?
I think they're just hanging in. I don't think they're doing anything great, but they're winning.
They're showing a
They're winning.
resilience that they haven't been showing in a long time.
Yes.
I mean, they showed it for a bit of last year under
Cleary.
Ivan Cleary, but they just have a bit of grit,
Yeah.
and they seem to be hanging in the contest, and that's something that you wouldn't have talked about with the Tigers in seasons gone.
No, true.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Simba Super Stadium, where the Titans beat the Penrith Panthers 30-24. Now, I'm not sure whether I should be really excited for the Titans or really disappointed for the Panthers.
Both.
I mean, 54 points were scored,
I know.
so defence was pretty awful.
I went to change my tip to the Titans, and I couldn't log on.
You're the manager.
Well, it doesn't mean I can log on. It was telling me I couldn't log on, and then
We're in two different comps, and I had a bet each way because I forgot to change mine. So I ended up winning one and losing the other.
I didn't. Just something struck me about the Panthers and the way they're defending, and it's not hurtful. Like last year, and I think to a lesser extent that's the same with the Dragons, although they're getting that back at the moment. That last year the Panthers hurt their defence, and that left Cleary and Maloney to be able to run rings around, tired players who were really taking a lot to stop their attack.
Yeah.
It's gone. I don't know what's happened to them. They seem different.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mystery, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
And Ash Taylor was out again,
Yep.
and they still managed to put on 5 tries.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the Titans of last year where they'd hang in the contest for quite a long time.
Yep.
And they could score a few points, but they could never outscore the other team. Was the problem.
Michael Gordon had a good game.
Oh,
Yeah.
how good's he
What
going?
a great servant he's been. You know,
Yeah.
every club he's given them value.
Yeah.
You know, he was about to retire before he came to the Roosters, and he's played 3 years since then.
Yeah.
You know, amazing.
Yep, and he just keeps going.
Yeah,
It's
fantastic.
spectacular.
Yeah.
Panthers, gentlemen, we're going to give them more time before we write them off.
Well,
They're too good a team.
I think
write
we
off
have
this
to.
early
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
season, but
Yeah.
well, you
It's-
can't see their halves, the incumbent Blues halves, getting anywhere near the getting picked at this stage.
no. And I
Oh,
wanted to talk.
I'm still picking Cleary.
Well, I want to talk about that in our break.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, there's something missing. Now the Panthers did lose a few players last year.
Yep.
But they were not named players that you would have thought were going to make them play the way they're playing. So
Oh, I don't know. Like I said, I think it all comes down to the ongoing loss of experience. I think that's really it. And you know, I mean, I guess the big one was Trent Merrin.
Yeah.
And the fella at the Bulldogs, Corey Haraway.
Naira.
He's been really good for them.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know. I don't know whether just you take those key players out, and I wonder. I just wonder.
Regan Campbell-Gillad's been ordinary.
Yeah.
You know, he's a big part of the game. Fish Harris has been okay.
Yep.
Even Taumo hasn't been too bad, but I don't know what's going wrong. I mean, it's not cohesive.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we blame the coach for a different style of football?
I don't think so. I don't believe we can at all, because I think those players most of those players used to play under Cleary at the Panthers anyway, so they should know what they were expecting when he went back. And I don't know that they're playing any different than what he was at the Tigers.
Yeah.
Different players, but it's the same format. I don't know.
What about the dramas that happened in the off season? They should be past that now.
They should be over that. I mean, the coach has been there for 5 weeks.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that there might be a few nervous players there waiting for something to happen. You know, because all these sex videos that came out, whether they're just sitting there waiting, you know, when's my turn going to be?
You think there's more?
Well, I mean, there's been talk about that. I would hate to think that was the case, but they may be just sitting and waiting for something to happen. I mean, they're young guys. You know, they're probably fearful. So
Yeah,
but we don't know.
Anyway,
let's not go to touch that. All right, let's move on to 1300 Smiles Stadium, where the Melbourne Storm just beat North Queensland 18-12.
yeah, the Storm are winning ugly.
They certainly
They
are.
are. But they're still winning.
Which is a worry. I mean, when a team can win ugly consistently, if they hit their straps, they'll be
Yeah, a win's a win, but that was an ugly win.
sure.
That was an ugly win. Sally, that was an ugly win.
Yeah, but we'll take it any day. Any of us will take it.
The Cowboys won. The Cowboys scored at each end of the game.
Yeah.
And nothing in between. Nothing much in between. And I don't know. Just
I'm not sure they even looked like they were going to score too many points than what they did.
no.
They defended well.
Yep.
Okay, they kept pushing Melbourne back when you thought Melbourne were about to take the advantage. They kept pushing them back, but I'm not sure they looked like they were going to score too many more points.
No.
Yeah, it's hard to. Yeah.
But even Melbourne. I mean, they stuck in the contest a whole lot of time. But
Maybe
they didn't. The game didn't flow for them as well.
No.
maybe now that the pressure's off Cameron Smith taking the point scoring record, congratulations.
Well, okay, let's talk.
Well,
Great
it's an enormous
achievement.
achievement, isn't it? There's
It
enormous.
is.
Oh,
great achievement.
yeah, absolutely.
We don't have to
Should be
like
with the
Cameron
Manly
Smith to know that he's done some amazing things in his career. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we also had Mal Masri's video.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, he did well.
Yeah, no, absolutely well done. And perhaps now that hoodoo is off his back, it might free them up a little bit more.
Yeah. Might.
Yeah, I don't think that they would have been sitting around waiting for him to score 3 points. Yeah, I don't think that's a significant factor. I just think they're a bit clunky, and they're winning games, but they're not winning well. I mean, if they stay like this, somebody will run over the top of them eventually. But
I know what he's thinking.
Yeah, but somebody will, but they'll have to.
Not thinking anything.
They need to improve because other teams are going to improve as well.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Very true. All right, let's move on to Saturday afternoon at Sunshine Coast Stadium, where the South Sydney Rabbitohs beat the Warriors 28-24.
You are so lucky the Warriors have got no game management skills.
I got to tell you, being a South supporter is almost like... Remember last year we used to talk about the Warriors and which team would turn up?
Yep.
This is South.
so you want to be called the Gumps now, do you?
No, I don't. But this is not so much which team will turn up, but which team will play in which 20-minute episode. Because we have these 20-minute blocks that we fall asleep, and then 20-minute blocks where Souths are just on fire and unstoppable.
So if Cody Walker had been injured, you would have lost by 16 points.
Well, no. If Cody Walker was injured, other players would have stepped up.
No, the class of Cody Walker though.
Nah, he's for some reason he's like I don't know what can't you catch? He's not a Colt, that's for sure.
Look, I mean, I've had my criticisms of him that he's got a chip on his shoulder, but geez, he can run the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I just
he
don't
can
get
fool oppositions. He really can.
Why don't they tackle him?
Yeah.
I don't know. He runs side to side. But we talked about that.
When they played Manly, yeah.
But none of that. But Cliff Lyons was the same.
Yep.
He used to run sideways and sideways.
Yep.
And no one would touch him, waiting for him to do something. And then when he did something, Steve Menzies would run through and score a try.
So who's running off Cody Walker? That's the problem.
Well, Cody doesn't need it. He's doing it all.
Yeah, probably a bit faster.
job-
Probably a bit faster than Cliffy.
I have to say that last try where the player squeezed the ball onto the line.
Oh.
Yeah. It was lucky.
Was
But
a
still,
little
I
bit
mean,
lucky.
you know, in the end, you weathered the storm.
But you've got to put yourself in that situation.
That's right. And,
Yeah.
and look, the Warriors were 24-12 up.
Yeah, 20
Yeah.
minutes
And,
to go.
you know, they gave away, 16 points.
Yeah.
Just can't keep doing that.
No.
You're off the hook. You won. Because
Because
back-to-back losses would have been bad.
Yes,
So you're winning out of them too.
Well, we are, but like I said, I think the South Sydney's back line is an issue at the moment. It's, you know, the left side of that line was scoring at almost at will last year, and this year, I mean, you're watching.
You couldn't re-sign Robert Jennings.
Well, we could now. We've got 1.5 million to spend on him now. But no, but it's clunky.
And he'd take it if you offered him back.
Hey, maybe they'll be after Latrell.
No, they always do
There's
that.
actually been rumours about that.
Oh, I'd love that to happen. I would love it.
There's actually been
Someone to
rumours.
steal a player off the Roosters. Wouldn't that be magnificent?
No, the latest rumour is that
Don't talk about that, you're hurting me.
the latest rumour is that Roberts will come down from Brisbane.
Yes.
Yeah, have heard that.
Yeah, you can have him instead of
Yeah,
Latrell.
you can have him.
So long as his
But
injuries aren't-
maybe because he does well under Wayne Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne Bennett's probably a good mentor for him.
And I
And
I
lucky
also
might still
heard-
get Darius as well.
Yeah, I also heard that as well. So that's not going to happen. No.
Yeah,
Two for the
so-
price of one, I reckon.
All right, enough about the Rabbitohs.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, move on.
Okay, yeah.
Why?
What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say, look, no, it's all been said.
Okay.
Steve, you didn't gloat as much as I thought you would, which is a bit sad, but that's okay.
Well, we can keep talking about this, but you know what? I got a phone call from Barry earlier on today.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Barry said, now just make sure you don't talk about 3 teams for 3/4 of the show.
Okay.
We don't.
No, I don't think we do either, but Barry thinks we do.
Well, talk the Dragons up all the time.
We're going to
Barry.
spend a really long 30 seconds on the Dragons game, okay?
Yeah, or at least on who they play. Okay, let's move on to McDonald Jones Stadium, where Manly Sea Eagles won their 3rd game in a row to beat the Newcastle Knights 26-18.
You got it on the right side of that scoreline.
Yes. That's it.
So,
I don't
26-18 is famous scoreline.
I don't understand what Tom
He doesn't
Tom
know.
keeps referencing 26-18.
okay.
Game was all over inside 20 minutes when Manly were 18-0 up.
Yeah.
That you know, against the Knights, unfortunately, the better teams could come back. The teams that are not so flash, probably not. And Knights are an arm wrestle team, and to go down 18 points, I didn't think they were going to come back from that.
Yeah, there's something missing, isn't there?
There is.
They're just not clicking or something.
It's
I don't know what
it's
it
Nathan
is.
Brown. It's got to go.
You reckon?
Oh, seriously, go back a few years, and you've got a St George team that I'm not kidding you. Steve and I could have coached that team to premiership victory.
Ooh.
Oh, come on, man!
That's
What a team
big
that was!
statement.
That was a team and a half. There was not one player in that team that wasn't an international, and Nathan Brown couldn't take them to a premiership.
Yeah.
And now he's come back and he said, "This is the team that I wanted," and they've bought dozens of players.
Yep.
They've bought dozens of fringe first graders.
No, they've bought good experienced players. They've got good players sitting back in that team, and I can't see it. It's got to come down to the coach. He looks in the last two press conferences. Nathan Brown has looked clueless when it comes to, realistically, 20 minutes into the game, and the coach is saying the game was over.
Yeah.
What are your players thinking?
Sure.
That's the realism of it. I'm happy that they were 20 points up.
Him just being honest, instead of making up. Oh, look, we were in it until the end. The boys did. Well, I mean,
No.
bags out a lot of coaches for doing exactly that.
No. I'm happy.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you do. I'm happy for him to be honest, but the Bucks got to stop with him. It's been this is his third year.
Yeah.
The Bucks got to stop with him. If at 18 points down, the coach is saying the game's over. Oh man, admit it. If Wayne Bennett comes out and goes, "Oh well, in 20 minutes we were 18 points down and the game was over. I knew we'd lost it."
Yeah.
Oh, you'd be hitting the roof.
And he's
wouldn't you?
completely the opposite. He's the one that always puts a optimistic view on it for the club. So he understands that whole dynamic.
So yeah. Anyway.
So what did you like about your team?
I think that Aden Fanoa-Blake and Marty Tapau, if they're not the best two forwards at the moment, I don't know who is.
Well,
they are devastating.
Yeah.
Problem is rotation. So South's playing 20-minute patches. I think Manly do as well because once Marty and Aden come off, it's a different team.
Sure.
Well, you're going to lose one of them for.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that in a minute.
Actually, you know what? Peter Tunks said today that he thought that Aden Fanoa-Blake wouldn't look out of place in a Blues jersey.
Oh, absolutely not. He's devastating.
I thought he'd be an Islander, so I thought he'd only be an international. So I didn't think he'd get a chance to play Origin.
Look, I got to say, I was impressed with the way Manly played, and that is hard for me to say, but
that's all right.
No, I was.
Steve, we're only 5 games in.
That's right.
We're only 5. There's a long way to go.
What have you got on your hand?
Oh, blue food diet. I've been cooking with my kids today.
I did notice though that you went off early. You scored 3 tries, and then you went into a little bit of a lull there for a while, and that happened last year too. You'd scored early points, and you seemed to go get a bit silent.
The difference is this time that their defence is a lot better.
Yeah. Sure.
Guerra's try was not a try.
I can't remember.
It was the one. It was the one where it was right under the post and he played it.
Oh, that's right.
And apart from the fact that it was short of the line, you listen to a game and 37 times in the game the ref says, "Don't play it on the player. Don't play it on the player." Yeah. Stood up, played it on the player, and went straight forward.
Look, he's broken his leg.
The on-field ref. Oh, by the way, that means we shouldn't play it at Newcastle anymore because the ground's atrocious. But anyway, the ref calls no try, and then the video ref overrules it. Come on. Anyway,
I think that the slight matter of another player landing on your ankle might have something to do with that, not the ground.
No.
Yes.
No, that was the Cowboys one.
Actually, I was going to say we forgot to talk about the Cowboys one.
Oh, that's a nasty injury too.
Horrific. Yeah, we
left his ankle behind. It just looked awful. But you got to say the funny thing was he started sucking on the green whistle, and they put him on the thing, and he's going, "Hey, go!" He was in dreamland.
He must have been sucking on that thing pretty hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, apparently it worked really well. Lisa's had to use it for falling off a horse, and she said, "Yeah, it's funny. It makes you really euphoric." He was smiling.
But I tell you, I can't believe the refs didn't stop that. They saw
on the ground. So we're just talking about the Cowboys going again now.
Yeah, let's go back.
But that was insane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're 2 players out of the defensive line.
Yeah.
And Melbourne's on the attack, and the players are blowing up. And the ref's going, "Oh, I can't do anything about it because the touch judge hasn't called me yet."
Yeah. So they hold the game up when Melbourne get a penalty.
Yeah.
Okay, now stop.
but you know what was absolute classic. Did you hear the commentary on that?
Yeah.
So Michael Morgan's blowing up Deluxe, and Cameron Smith comes over and goes, "Yeah, but he missed a forward pass as well." Oh,
while we're back on that, Josh Maguire.
that's I'm going to save that for my halftime
Okay.
Okay, you want to talk
rant.
about
My
that?
halftime rant.
Okay.
Have you got a halftime rant?
Halftime rant. Don't you worry.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to Points Bet Stadium, where the Sydney Roosters beat Cronulla 30-16
And
after leading 30-0, and you're having a shot at them.
That flattered the Sharks.
Oh, it did?
Oh, it flattered the Sharks.
I gave up at 20.
Because at the end of the game, I mean, the Sharks threw the ball around with Gay abandoned because they had nothing to lose, you know. And so when that happens, you tend to lose a few points. So, look, the Roosters were dropping a lot of ball in the first half. Their completion was absolutely woeful, like 50% in the first 20 minutes or something. They scored a nice try from a break, and then of course they scored that freaky try right on half time. But the first 8 minutes of the second half was just blinding. I mean, and it was the quality of the tries. I mean, you look at Boyd Cordner broke, had to do a lot of work to get over the line. Latrell Mitchell, I couldn't believe it. He ran across the line towards the posts, and he swung around, and all of a sudden, I didn't even see Tedesco waiting for the ball, and Tedesco hits the ground. I go, how did that happen? I went and watched the replay, and he knew he was going to be there. It was just a brilliant try.
Yeah, I've got to say, Tedesco is playing really well.
It was a brilliant try.
Yeah.
And then Madikavalu, I mean, I've seen some good tries. I don't think it was the best try ever, but what he had to do to get that ball down and put his body out on the side of the line was pretty special. So, yeah. Anyway, look, we had some patches of brilliance, but we also had some patches of really clunky, horrible stuff that I don't want to see anymore.
But that tends to be the nature of the way a game is played at the moment, isn't it? Look at Melbourne, look at South, look at the Roosters.
Yeah.
You know, the only team that I can see at the moment that is firing on all cylinders is probably Canberra.
Yeah.
And we'll get to them in a minute.
Sure.
But,
Sure.
you know, all those top teams are just clunky at times throughout the game.
Yep.
So anyway, I've spoken about the Roosters and Sharks.
No.
What did you think?
24-0, I turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
There was the Roosters were very good.
Yeah, and Angus Crichton, the ball runs over the line. Instead of just putting his hand on the ball, he tries to gather the ball and knocks it on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I can't believe he not. Yeah.
Anyway.
That was bad.
Yeah.
But you know, he's yours.
Look, and he's been a little bit ordinary this last couple of games, but I saw what he could do 2 weeks ago, and he was really good.
Oh yeah.
He was really good.
Oh, he's a great player.
Yeah.
No doubt about that.
Yeah, and he'll only get better.
All right.
So Cronulla going nowhere this year.
No.
They're brawlers. I've said that before. I think Chad Townsend is their best player because when the game's on the line, he's the one that makes it happen, and that's what you expect from your half. But he's taking the lead. He's saying, "I've got to make something happen." And I've grown a lot more admiration for him. I think. I think he's playing as well as he can to try and help them win.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Netstrata Jubilee Stadium, where
New names. It's confusing, isn't it?
yeah, where St George Illawarra beat Canterbury Bulldogs 40-4.
What a dominant performance by the Dragons.
Can you look at Barry and say that?
Barry, dominant, absolutely dominant
Against the
against
Dogs.
against a team that has had a win and nearly took Melbourne to extra time. The Dragons came out and blew them off the park.
And I don't think the Dogs played all that bad.
Oh, I don't know. I think they were flat compared to the other.
But I think St George flattened them.
Yeah, maybe.
They kept trying throughout the whole game. You know, at 30-0 or whatever it was, most teams would have given up.
No, and they kept going.
Like
They scored their last try in the last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
They were only trying.
Ben Hunt looked like a football player.
Ben Hunt had a couple of lucky tries.
But he
was in the right place at the right
But he
time.
was in the game,
Yeah,
and he looked
no,
like he was enjoying playing for a change.
Yep.
Corey Norman was really good.
Yep. Dufty was good.
Yeah. Tim Laffey was good.
Aiken was good.
Aiken was good.
Tarek Sims and
Frizzell?
my mate Frizzell. I love Tyson Frizzell.
Yeah.
Far out.
Terrific.
Oh,
He's fabulous,
jeez, no offense. I'd take him in a heartbeat. He is a great player.
I think most clubs would take him.
Yeah.
You can't afford him under the salary.
If there was a back row, if you could choose any back row at the moment, I would choose Tyson Frizzell.
Yeah, if we need
Jake
five
and Tyson.
space.
Yeah, the Roosters will have him on the bench like Angus Crichton.
Well, we know the Roosters have space in their salary cap.
That's right. But that was the difference though. Tyson Frizzell and Tarek Sims, they were hurtful in their attack and defence.
Yeah.
Hurtful.
Yeah. And that's what they've been the last couple of years. DeBellin, Frizzell, Sims, they hurt you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You try and stop them, they hurt you.
Yeah.
They tackle you, you hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like it was the Dragons of early last year.
Yeah, but you know what? I said at the beginning after a couple of weeks where the Dragons had lost their first couple of games. I said I think it's going to be good for the Dragons not to go on a winning streak so early. That they can build into the season. And they look like they're starting to do that. Their last couple of weeks have been very good.
Yeah.
Sunday was superb.
Yep.
I don't think the Dogs threw much at them, but they just flowed well. Everything looked good.
And it's looking like at the early part of the season, there's at least half a dozen teams that are vying at the moment. There's probably some tiers of levels, but there's probably half a dozen teams, I reckon, who are serious contenders at the moment.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't have probably said that last year.
No.
So.
Yep. Very good.
So, no, St George doing very
Absolutely. And the Dogs, like I said, they didn't stop.
No.
But the class just shone through.
That's right. They just don't have the players to really perform.
And I think the inexperience is probably going to show through with and I did tell you this 1 minute before kickoff. I changed my tip
To who?
Dogs.
Barry, I'm sorry. Changed my tip to Dogs. I thought they were an outside chance. I know. I feel like an idiot now too. I feel like
he said it on.
Hey,
and there are thousands of people who are watching this.
Unlike other people, I'm willing to wear my mistakes. Okay.
Well, you're the only one of us who make mistakes, so I understand that.
See, proves my point.
Very good. That's funny.
You and I can't help to be perfect, can we?
Well, I know I am.
And I know you are too. Let's go on
Oh goodness.
to GIO Stadium, where the Canberra Raiders held Parramatta to 0, winning 19 blocked.
I didn't see much of this game.
I did.
Canberra are superb at the moment.
Yep.
If you were to pick a team on form, if you were to pick a grand final, it'd be St George and Canberra.
Whoa.
The way they're playing.
That's a big call.
On the way they're on form right now, they would be.
I'd go his ugly team and Canberra.
I don't think they're playing. They're playing well in patches. I don't think they're playing.
Potential though.
No. On
Huge
form.
potential.
On form, no. Anyway, yeah, I'd have the Dragons just behind them. If we do a Brian's power ratings.
No, we're not doing that. Because it'll always be Manly first.
No. I told you.
And the 0 is probably the most pleasing thing for the team.
Yeah. Look.
Yeah.
Where are Parramatta at? Because they haven't been playing all that poorly.
They've beaten no one, and this was their first challenge.
Well, they beat Penrith, but
Oh.
we thought was spectacular at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, first game of the season, they beat Penrith.
And who else did they beat?
Oh, does it matter? No one.
They beat somebody else. The Dogs. Beat the Dogs.
They beat the Dogs.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, they beat Cronulla as well.
Yeah, Cronulla with 5 players missing, who looked very ordinary the next week against. Look, I said it last. Excuse me. I said it last week. I said Parramatta haven't beaten anyone. They need to have a really strong showing against Canberra, either come close or beat them, they're just not there. They're just not there. Next week they play the Tigers at Bank West, the opening game at Bank West Stadium.
You reckon they're going to get pummeled?
It's gonna be a lot harder than people are going to give it credit for.
Yeah.
You know, I'd nearly go for Parramatta just on the emotion. Anyway, sorry, that's next week.
Sure.
Raiders are superb.
Yes, they are.
Raiders are superb.
And Ricky's happy. Well, he's not smiling, but he's happy.
And I tell you what, the British quartet I mean, Bateman in particular is superb at the
Oh
moment,
yes,
aren't they?
his step is phenomenal.
You know. And it's interesting to see
Yep.
that team has gone from a very large pack.
Oh yeah,
That's what I said. Yeah,
Mobile.
they're now competing for because they were good in patches last year.
Yeah.
and
But-
and Whiten's been good.
Yep.
And except when he's scraping people's faces. We'll talk about that later too.
Will we? Okay.
Yes.
We're going to have a lot to talk about.
Later.
Later.
Okay, later.
All right. So, first position still unbeaten, the Storm, followed by the Roosters, followed by the Raiders, and in fourth position, the Rabbitohs.
Do you know what he sent me earlier on this week?
They do tell.
Oh, yeah.
I bet you it was mean, wasn't it?
He sent me a text,
Yep.
something about we're now being in his shadow.
Yeah, back in our shadow.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
you
what?
give it to me all the
Pick your
time.
own tagline. You know,
Yeah.
make something up new. Be original.
Please.
Anyway,
I'm with him on this
let's
one.
get back to the let's get back to the relevant stuff.
Yep.
West Tigers in fifth. Seagulls have moved up to sixth. Woohoo!
Not bad for a team that somebody in this room picked to get the wooden spoon.
Hey, it's only early in the season.
Dragons in seventh. Eels in eighth. Outside of the eight is the Sharks, the Warriors, the Panthers, the Knights, the Broncos, the Titans, the Cowboys, and now in last position is the Bulldogs on for and against.
Oh, I don't know whether they deserve last place.
No, I don't think so. I think Cowboys probably do at the moment.
Mm.
Broncos
Okay,
probably.
Brian, if I
Yes.
was to ask you a question,
Yes.
I want a serious answer.
Serious answer.
If you had to go somewhere and buy a jersey, where would you buy it from?
Oh, I would definitely buy that jersey, Steve, from Guy Stuff.
Would you? And how would
I
you do
would.
that?
Guy Stuff has a great range of NRL products. Just walk into the store at either Windsor or Narellan and you will see a fantastic array of NRL products.
And can you buy it online?
Oh, you certainly can buy it online. We'd just like to say, g'day Darren. Hope everything's going well.
Right, well,
And my question is, why didn't we do this in the first minute?
because I had to wait for the right time, and I hope you're still watching now.
That was my point.
Okay, all right.
So,
All right,
you see,
now-
Darren, just tell him you need to wait till the 23rd minute.
37th minute, actually.
37th minute, man.
37th minute.
We're way behind.
And you can go online as well. Your
Goal.
rant.
Now,
Oh.
I've got an issue. I've got an issue with the NRL judiciary.
Yes.
All right.
I went up to red then when you started talking.
Oh, because I tell you, because that just shows my
Judiciary.
emotion. All right, now I know that you will probably both of you will disagree with me. Adam Fanoa Blake, the referee got a tip from the video ref to say that there was what was it? Malicious, intentional and malicious conduct.
Wow.
With an open hand. Now, and don't get me wrong, I know that he still hit him. An open hand at full stretch as falling two players fell and his hand hit Mitchell Pearce in the face as Pearce was collecting the ball. So, because it was malicious and full of intent, he got sin binned.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
Yep.
You'd think that would be enough. So afterwards in the press conference, both the coaches said, it happens. Two blokes going for the ball and there was no intent in it. He got 10 in the bin.
Yeah.
Matter's over.
Should be.
This week, he gets charged 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't see that as being a very consistent ruling, considering in that same match, Curtis Sirenen absolutely clouted Kalen Ponga in the nose.
Yeah.
Admittedly, falling again, but got him absolutely solid. He's going to get 0 weeks.
Yeah.
Does Fanoa have form?
Yeah.
Like?
Yeah. But that's inconsistent.
Sure.
Then I started to think, you know what really annoys me? In the Cowboys game, Josh Maguire physically got his hand and tried to rip someone's eyeball out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got a fine.
He got a
And
fine,
because he's a
$3,000.
Queensland teammate, his teammate wouldn't put in a
It was ridiculous. It was a fine. Back in the 80s, there was a 15-month suspension when that kind of thing happened.
Excuse me, you only have to go back to last year where George Burgess had 4 weeks for eye gouging.
I'm telling you, I am
And
really
this guy's
annoyed.
got a rap sheet like as long as your arm.
Yeah.
What
And apparently this is the third time he's eye gouged.
You know,
Yeah.
So,
seriously,
I don't know.
what do you do? What do you do when there's that kind of inconsistency? As a fan,
Yeah.
it frustrates me, and it's not just that it was a Manly player. If it was any of ours, if it was George going in with an open hand as somebody was falling, or Rory Hargraves, you know what? Same kind of penalty, because those guys play it really hard.
But you can't penalise someone for... And this is the challenge I've had. There's been a few times over this last few months where if a player is going down and someone accidentally hits him in the head, he's this far off the ground. And we joked about it a couple of weeks ago when I said he's standing as high as my kneecaps and he gets hit in the head and you get a penalty.
Well, if Mitchell Pearce hadn't slipped, Adam Fano was still diving for the ball. It would have hit him in the ankle.
Yeah, and the ref can't decide intent.
Yeah.
Well, the video ref did decide intent, and that's why he was sin binned.
Okay, then it should have stopped there. That should be, I have a bit of an issue with penalising the team.
Yep.
With losing a player and then penalising the team later by taking him out for another couple of weeks,
100%.
or a week, or whatever it is.
Look,
you can't have two penalties.
Yeah, look, I'm absolutely fuming about that, and think I'm more upset about the Maguire thing.
Yeah.
Because that is just,
and he's known to be grubby.
Yeah.
And look, more fool Cam Munster for just letting him get away with it. Honestly,
you know, it is just not right. You know, like there's accidental. You know, I can see, you know, accidents, and you know, probably Fanoa Blake deserves a week because he did hit him in the head, even though it was an open hand and they were falling. But you know what? It hit him.
Oh.
But seriously, an eye gouge is an eye gouge, and that is poor form.
I agree. No, we all agree with you.
Oh,
Joseph Manu's got a crusher tackle.
yeah, saw that.
It was a bit of nothing, really.
I thought it was a nothing.
Well, they've said not guilty, and they're going to go and fight it because either way, it's only a week.
It's worth fighting.
And there was a worse one on the day that didn't get penalised at all. And Katoa got up. You know, he said, "Oh, you know, my neck's a bit sore," but I don't think there was any intent there, and I think they'll get him off.
Yeah, look, and I know that it's really hard to judge intent, but I tell you, the inconsistency and the attacking of aggressive players in those kind of circumstances is actually really frustrating. Yeah. Really frustrating.
Get rid of the humans. That's the answer, you know. Let's have robots with algorithms and everything will be fine.
Well, then we'd only have the Roosters.
Yeah.
So
yes, we'll win everything.
So yeah. Anyway, that's my frustration.
All right. Cleary and
Maloney
for State of Origin. Yes or no?
No chance.
Cleary and Keary for State of Origin.
Oh, okay. So you'd still have one of them.
Yeah. I don't think there's a better halfback at the moment than Cleary. Unfortunately, I think his defence is sound. His kicking game is sound. I don't know what's happened with his attack. It seems to be out. But I think 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Okay, well, here's something for you to think about. How about Keary and Walker?
No,
Keary?
I wouldn't have Walker.
And really? Cody Walker?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have him?
No.
Okay.
I think a lot of it's got to come down to temperament, and Cleary is ice in his veins. He'll kick that goal from the sideline. He'll call for the ball and make the big play. I think Cody Walker can be baited, and I think that he would be. Yeah. I think he would be baited, and I don't think that we're going to need that.
Tom?
Yeah, look, I still think you know, Keary could play 7 and Walker could play 6, but I'm sort of warming to the idea that, you know, Nathan Cleary probably just simply because he's a cool customer, he's a kicker. I mean, you know, you need a goal kicker. So yeah, I could live with Keary and Cleary.
Keary and Cleary, yeah.
Yeah, Keary's definitely got to be there.
Yeah.
100%. He's the form half of the comp.
Sure. Well, and certainly for New South Wales, he is because Munster's right up there too. But
Munster doesn't count. He's a Queenslander.
All right, let's move on to round 6, which will bring us to a quarter of the season done already.
Oh, that's hurtful.
That's at the end of the weekend.
And the end of next week.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. PointsBet Stadium on Thursday night. We'll see the Cronulla Sharks take on Penrith Panthers.
Yep. I'm going the Sharks at Shark Park.
Sharks will win this one. I think that the Panthers are in the doldrums. I
actually think the Panthers will do it.
That's a big call. They're playing terrible football.
I know. And look, the only reason I'd go for the Sharks at the moment is because it is at home.
That's the only reason I'm doing it.
But I just can't. I just don't think the Panthers can continue to play as poorly as they've been playing.
Oh, the Sharks have lost 2. Are they going to lose 3 in a row?
No.
That's a big call
Gallen's
too.
back. Gallen will be back.
Yeah.
That's a big. That's important for their team.
I don't know. Too hard. That's a hard one to pick, but I'm going Sharks. I went Sharks last week though. No, I went Sharks last week too, and it hurt me.
No, he doesn't sit on the fence. Okay, let's go to Friday afternoon, Good Friday, which will see the Bulldogs play the South Sydney Rabbitohs.
How much are you guys going to win by?
Well,
How
I'd
much-
like to say we're going to smash them.
How much will Souths win by? That is the question.
I think, well, South should win by 30.
Will Cody
30.
Walker score 4 tries?
30, wow.
No,
Probably.
South should win by 30, but I think it'll probably be about 10 to 15.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think that's more realistic.
I think 30 is quite realistic.
Yeah.
The Dogs have had 40 put on them 3 times this year.
Yeah.
And South, there's nothing wrong with South's attack against that kind of defence.
No.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know what? The Dogs will come out and play like they did against Melbourne. So anyway,
Yeah.
no one's going to go for the Dogs
Nope.
in this one.
Can't do it.
Okay. I guess this would have to be the
Absolutely.
game of the
The
round. So,
the grand final rematch.
no, South. No, well, that's right. South and Canterbury grand final rematch. But you know,
That's true, it is a grand final rematch.
yes, it is.
Not
So-
the most recent.
So the reserve grade of that. No, so at AMI, Melbourne Storm play the Sydney Roosters. This should be a really good game.
Yep.
If both teams turn up, this should be a spectacular game.
Yep.
If both teams turn
This is a hard one to pick.
Well, it's easy for me, but I think the Roosters need to win this game.
I think that the Storm
up, need to win this game.
should lose.
Should lose. Okay.
Should lose.
Okay.
But I'm thinking, look, they're on a roll. They've won 5 out of 5. Regardless, a loss hurts a team, and so I think that they need a loss to push further. And I think it's the Roosters are probably one of the only teams that can beat them.
Okay.
I'd be much more confident if it
Melbourne.
was in Sydney, but
Well,
Melbourne.
I'm just leaning towards the Roosters. If I had to pick a point spread too.
yeah, but you know what? What makes me think Melbourne? It's at Melbourne.
Mm.
It's their home
Well,
ground.
it's-
I mean,
it's going to
they're
be
tough to
it's gonna be
beat
a blockbuster.
anytime,
Yeah.
but
It'll
at
be a
their home
blockbuster.
ground.
Warrior Hargraves will be back. That's really good. Maybe Brett Morris might be back, which should be good.
You may lose Manu.
I'm feeling confident we won't. I actually think that he'll get off.
And the monkey's off the back of Cameron Smith.
The monkey's off the back, yeah.
Yeah. Be interesting to see how Cam Munster plays because he's playing some terrific
with his
football.
one eye.
He really is playing terrific football.
He's playing very well.
I thought Vunivalu only got 1 week, but I read in the paper today that he might be out another week. I thought he only got 1 week.
Oh, I can't remember.
He deserved 2 weeks with that kind of tackle. It was a horrible tackle. Anyway.
What?
You're not going to change?
Not at this stage. I'm still on the Roosters.
Okay. No. Let's move on to Sunday where the Warriors play North Queensland at Mount Smart Stadium.
Warriors. At home, Warriors.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they've shown enough what the Warriors, they say they can score points.
Mm-hmm.
They're inconsistent, but I think they can score a lot more points than the Cowboys away. We'll do away.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards North Queensland at the moment only because I think they can be the more consistent out of the two. The Warriors, every
Warriors
game
have
they
got
play,
firepower.
Well, the Warriors. The Warriors nearly knocked you guys over.
yeah, but they come in and out of games too often.
The Cowboys aren't in games. They scored 12
They-
points
they
and they
were-
were lucky.
They were last week against Melbourne.
Yep, that's it. I'm on the Warriors. You've convinced me.
It wasn't supposed to be that easy.
You going Cowboys, Steve?
I am at the moment, yes.
Well, okay. And
His
you?
own teams, he's losing. I mean,
You? What's it?
Oh yeah, no worries. For
Excellent.
sure.
Another grand final rematch, just so you know.
When?
96.
And how old were you in 96?
But that's irrelevant. I was around.
So this will be the second best game. This next one will be the second best game of the round.
Well, this should be a good game. So,
Oh,
Win
definitely.
Stadium, St George Illawarra
Definitely.
against the Manly
It's going to be
Seagulls.
tough ask for you.
I'll be sticking solid.
You're going to stick solid.
It's going.
Fanil Blake will be out. That's going to change my tip, unfortunately.
I hope they fight it.
Yeah.
And there is a possibility that DeBellin will be back.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a winter court today, I think. Or
Oh,
tomorrow.
Yeah, he's going to court to fight the no fault stand
Oh,
down,
okay. All right. Okay.
which means Dylan Walker might be back.
Mm.
Well,
I know who's better off.
Yeah,
I
so do
got-
I.
I got to tell you, I'm going St George in this one.
Well, of course you are.
Yeah.
Sorry, Barry, you're going down. Wall, you're going down.
Well,
What the Dragons play?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I've been to games with Wall. He's not fun to go with.
He loves you well.
you mean he's passionate?
Yeah, not for Manly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go Dragons.
Yeah, like I'm used to the hate. It's okay.
You should be by now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is Saturday. Sunday, Gold Coast Titans against Newcastle Knights.
2 o'clock. At last we've moved to some sensible times.
Yawner
No,
fest.
yes.
Yeah.
Yawner fest.
Mm.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's not an engaging game, is it?
Newcastle for me. Give people a tip. They rely on us every week. They look for our tips. Thousands of people out there are watching us for your tips.
I'm gonna go the Knights as well.
I'm thinking the Titans.
GIO Stadium where the Canberra Raiders are playing the Broncos. This should be a good game as well.
No.
Nah,
Raiders.
the Raiders gonna kill them.
Have you guys agreed to anything I've said tonight?
Well,
No.
not when you say
That
silly
would be
things like
surprised.
that. Seriously, the Broncos are nowhere at the moment.
And yeah,
They-
they're not going to be there.
They are strong at home. You've said Canberra are the most dominant team in the comp at the moment.
Did I say anything about Broncos winning? I said it should be a good game. I'm going the Raiders.
He just said we're disagreeing with you and you're going to go with us.
Yeah, okay. You disagree but you disagree with me. I don't disagree with
It's
you.
been a long day, obviously.
Backpedaling.
All right. So
Ooh.
Raiders?
Yes.
Raiders?
Yeah.
Everyone's going Raiders?
Yep.
Okay. And the last one of the weekend at the new Bankwest Stadium. Which
Really looking forward to seeing this game in terms of the atmosphere and everything. I think it should be fantastic.
Mm.
Sold out.
And it looks like a
It's a
nice
sold out
stadium
game.
too.
Yeah, it looks
Does look like a good
spectacular.
stadium. Come on.
It should be at Brookvale.
Why?
That stadium should be at Brookvale.
Well, you could just take your home games out there if you wanted to.
The Roosters are going to.
It should be close to home.
Hey, I heard something.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it
Oh, we're not
before.
going to talk about this game, but yeah,
Yeah,
go on.
we are. So, why don't the Roosters take their home games to North Sydney Oval?
Yeah, I've heard about that too.
Yeah, what a great idea.
Yeah. The problem is the amenities aren't up to scratch.
I'll tell you
For a
why.
large crowd.
I'll tell you why. Do you guys not understand this situation? ANZ and SCG Trust have an agreement that a X number of games will be played.
ANZ and SCG? Or
Allianz
Allianz. Yeah,
and
that's
SCG,
right.
and so therefore the Roosters have to play at the SCG.
And they've just
got
signed
no
a
choice.
25-year lease for the new SCG.
They
the
have-
new Allianz Stadium.
They have absolutely no choice. They have to play
Well,
there.
they're talking about going to Bankwest. They're talking about going all over the
Yeah,
place.
certain games. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't travel, so the supporters might travel to North
Well, like I
Sydney.
said, I think they should get out of it altogether and just shoof off around Australia. But anyway, that was my plan for last week.
Sure. Anyway,
Okay, all right,
Eels
Pete.
It's a
West
good
Tigers.
plan.
Bankwest Stadium, Parramatta Eels against West Tigers.
If Blake Ferguson plays, I'm going to go the Eels.
I think they'll lift for this game because it's the first game in their home ground. They don't want to be remembered as losing the very first game
Yep.
back at Parramatta Stadium. I
Right.
think they'll lift for this game.
I'm going Tigers.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Ferguson. I think he makes that much of a
He
difference.
does make that
Yeah.
much of a difference.
And I showed my wife a picture of his nose, and she said that's why our son does not play.
You didn't tell me about
Now-
the ribs and everything else as well.
It was.
Now he looks like his old halfback. That's got a nose like that.
Oh, Kubrick Cronk has a nose.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was wow! What a shot that was on his face.
Yeah, not nice.
Oh, dear.
And Jack Whiten
Yep.
gave him some gave him a bit of a rough up in his nose. Apparently squeezed his nose, I believe, in the tackle. It just shouldn't happen. Just.
Did the player tell me? Did the
player? He got up and said he's touched me in the face, and then he moved on.
Did the player that hit him in the face? Not that I can remember who it was.
Don't remember what happened.
Well, where's their 2-week charge?
Yeah.
Oh, it didn't happen. Sorry. Inconsistency.
Oh, hang on. Was that the headbutt face to face?
Oh, that's right. It was off his head. Don't worry. It's off his head. That's right. Thanks, Tom. Yeah. Thanks for ruining my argument.
Proven wrong on film.
So Blake Ferguson plays Eels, if not Tigers.
Okay. All right. So, gentlemen, that draws us to the end of our show for tonight. Anything you've got to say that's intelligent, Brian?
Winner's circle, baby. Winner's circle.
I keep welcoming you back, but I don't want you to stay too long. Don't overstay your welcome.
Don't worry. You lose this weekend, we win. We're ahead of you. Don't you forget that.
Oh, there's a thing called for and against that
we're ahead of you.
No, you're nowhere near it on for.
Go on, look it up. I can't get onto the Wi-Fi here.
So that's a 37 plus, Manly a 21.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to win by 10. You're going to lose by 10. We'll jump you.
We're going to lose to the Dogs by 10.
I'm hoping.
Okay, I did say anything intelligent. Yes. Tom?
Looking forward to Friday night. Should be a blockbuster game, and I reckon we can win it.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Duck on down to Guy Stuff.
Guy Stuff. Yes.
Okay. Thank you all for watching. This has been NRL from the Sidelines with Tom, Brian and Steve, and we'll do it all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you later.